Welcome back to Doors Theory. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the foundation, the prison, sneak peek number 6, and break down every single hidden detail you might have missed. The trailer dropped 8 days ago, which means we've had plenty of time to analyze it and find new secrets. First, we'll watch the trailer as it is, and after that, we'll brighten the footage to uncover anything lurking in the shadows. Trust me, there's a lot to talk about. The trailer starts off with the player walking through what appears to be a massive prison facility, reinforced with metal bars, concrete walls, and industrial structures. On the bottom left, we immediately notice a room behind thick metal wires. There are 2 wooden crates sitting on the left, and a tall metal shelf filled with objects on the right. At the far end of the room, we spot more metal shelves, stacked wooden crates, and a strange object that looks like horns sticking out of something. It's unclear what they are, but they appear multiple times throughout the trailer. There are also 2 massive rocks in front of what looks like a vertical lift gate, which could be an entrance or something we might need to unlock later in the game. The floor is covered in a hay-colored substance, which we'll see a lot more of as the trailer progresses. As we move forward, we turn around and see even more metal gates, reinforced bars, and prison cells on both sides. On the left, that vertical lift gate appears again, but this time, there's an old computer sitting on top of a wooden crate next to it. The same horn-like objects are nearby, and in the distance, we can see prison bars lining the walls, supported by thick metal pillars to reinforce the ceiling. Then, out of nowhere, Watcher appears. Something interesting happens here. The player immediately stops moving, as if trying to stay silent. It reminds me of how players instinctively freeze around Figure, thinking Watcher works the same way. But here's the thing, Watcher isn't blind. It has a giant seek-like eye inside its box-shaped head, meaning it can see us. This small moment tells us that the devs are making the enemies feel different, forcing players to unlearn old habits and adapt to new mechanics. Now, let's talk about Watcher's design. It's a tall humanoid creature with a prosthetic foot, a right arm with a hook, and a box-shaped head with a glass panel containing that massive floating eye. Its entire body is wrapped in chains, with sharp spikes protruding from its shoulders, arms, and legs. But what really stands out is that eye, the same inky black color and glowing white pupil as Seek's. Could Watcher be connected to Seek in some way? Maybe it was created using the same substance, or maybe Seek's powers were experimented on and used to control Watcher. Whatever the case, it's clear that Watcher is one of the most terrifying entities we've seen so far. Unlike Figure, Watcher is not blind. It has limited hearing, but relies mostly on vision to detect players. If it sees you, you're done. Stealth will play a huge role in this level, and if you get caught, you don't just die, you get locked inside a cage. In multiplayer, your teammates can actually rescue you, which adds a whole new layer of strategy to how players will navigate the prison. The next moment is intense. Watcher spots us. It pauses, growls, and then launches itself forward at full speed. Before we can react, the screen cuts to the text, "The Watcher's Prison." This confirms that this entire area belongs to Watcher, and that we'll likely have to evade it multiple times. Then, we see something new. We're running through the prison. There's more of that hay-colored material scattered everywhere. On the left, we see two tall metal shelves, a barrel partially buried in the hay, and what looks like a collapsed wooden structure. But here's where things get strange. On the ground, we see something identical to the device on Watcher's head, but much, much bigger. Not only that, but two more of them are hanging from the ceiling. Could this mean that everyone in this prison was forced to wear these devices? Were they experiments, prisoners, or something even worse? As we sprint past, we also notice two sets of large horns, similar to the ones we saw earlier. There's also another wooden crate and two massive rocks blocking yet another vertical lift gate. On the right, we see giant prison bars, a metal shelf, and a crate with a small barred window, almost like a makeshift holding cell. Next, we run up a staircase, but before we reach the top, the scene cuts. The next shot takes us inside an office space. In the center of the room is a semicircle desk with a rolling office chair, two potted bushes, and scattered papers. On the desk, we see a clipboard, a small rug, a set of 3 cardboard boxes, and a hole in the wall with light shining through. Behind the desk, there's a marble tackboard with 4 pinned papers. Then, the player pulls out a tablet. On the screen, we see Edgeware Industries, the same name as the dev team behind the foundation. This confirms that Edgeware Industries is directly involved in whatever is happening here. The next sequence is terrifying. We hide inside a metal box with vent-like bars. Around us, we see more hay, large rocks, wooden crates, and barrels. But something is off about this hiding spot. The edges of the box are sharp, making it seem dangerous to enter. Was this meant to be a prison transport crate? And in another shot, we see teammates hiding in identical boxes placed on wooden crates and large rocks. Why are these hiding spots arranged like this? It feels almost ritualistic. As the trailer continues, we see Watcher patrolling, and then we pull out the tablet again. This time, the screen displays 6 levers that must be activated. The tablet also tracks our distance from each lever. This means we'll need to explore the entire area while staying hidden. Another interesting detail, each lever is a different color. The first one we see is pink. Do the colors randomize, or do they have specific meanings? We then see the player hiding. The bricks where the lever is placed don't match the main brick wall, which could mean something significant. In-game lore might suggest that when the levers were installed, they had to use new bricks since they couldn't attach them directly to the old structure. Maybe that's why the bricks look different. We find ourselves inside a room enclosed by thick metal wires crossing each other. This time, we're not looking in. We're actually inside, hiding. On both sides, 2 wooden crates sit against the wall, adding to the cluttered atmosphere. In the next clip, we're searching for the second lever. As we move forward, we spot 3 metal barrels on the left, along with 2 wooden crates and a metal shelf tucked in the corner. For a split second, we catch a glimpse of a fallen modular drawer box tipped over. Could this have been knocked down by Watcher? We pull the second lever, and as we move forward, we notice 2 wooden crates lined up near a staircase leading upward. At the top, there's a screen, but it's too far away to read clearly. However, we can make out that 2 lights are green and 3 are red. If we check our tablet, we see that 2 levers have been activated, while 3 remain untouched. This suggests that the screen is directly linked to the levers, tracking which ones have been pulled. The tablet may just be a portable connection to this system. In the background, prison bars stretch across the wall, but they don't seem to have an opening. For a brief moment, we also spot a metal shelf before the clip cuts. In the next scene, we get closer the third lever very slowly. On the left, 2 wooden crates sit next to a metal shelf, while on the right, there's a metal barrel and 2 stacked cardboard boxes. The environment remains eerie and abandoned, reinforcing the idea that this place hasn't been touched in years. The next clip shifts to us gripping the crucifix, ready to use it in case Watcher suddenly appears. On the left, we see 2 more wooden crates and a metal shelf, while thin wooden planks are scattered across the floor. On the right, there are more cardboard boxes, additional wooden crates, and a massive metal shelf. As we move forward, we think we see Watcher's arm lurking nearby. In the following moment, we find ourselves inside a hiding spot, but escaping isn't as simple as staying out of sight. A mini-game pops up on the screen, requiring us to keep a moving line inside the highlighted section. If we fail, we're dead. Watcher is standing right outside, waiting for any sign of movement. At the bottom of the screen, we see a heart symbol with a number next to it. This likely represents our heartbeat or stress level. If it gets too low, meaning we fail too many times, Watcher will rip open the hiding spot and eliminate us instantly. We have no choice but to succeed. Then we get the same shot from before, Watcher's arm barely visible for just a second. The tension builds as he suddenly sprints straight toward us at full speed. We turn and run, trying to escape. The trailer reaches its climax as Watcher charges after us, closing the gap fast. Before the clip ends, we catch a glimpse of an office space filled with chairs, scattered papers, and overturned desks. So many unanswered questions, so much to theorize about. Let me know in the comments, what do you think the prison really is? Who or what was locked up here? And most importantly, what is Watcher's true purpose?